everyone, so today I'm going to be showing you my very last Halloween tutorial. This is based off of the movie version of Emma Bloom from Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. And this costume was a little bit last minute for me because I actually didn't really even plan on seeing the movie, but I ended up seeing it on my birthday weekend and I fell in love with the character Emma. I know it's a little bit different from the books. I actually have the book Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, but I never read it. I remember I bought it when it first came out because I was like, ooh, that looks weird. But even though I didn't read the book and even though I know that the movie's a little bit different, I really liked it. I thought it was just a really cool story and a really cool world. Even though her peculiarity, I guess, power was different than from the books, I loved the twist on her and I loved her costume and I wanted to recreate it. So Emma's peculiarity in the movie is that she can manipulate air, I believe. So she has to wear these really cool lead shoes that weighs her down and keeps her from floating away. So her hair is very simple in the movie. I'm not the best at doing hair, so my hair is not really like hers very much other than it being blonde, but she has kind of like a really vintage like S-wave kind of curl to her hair. I can't do hair very well, so I just kind of did a little bit of waves and I think it overall gives you the same effect. And then also in the movie, she really doesn't have any really like discernible makeup, similar to my Grand Budapest Agatha costume. Again, she didn't really wear a whole lot of makeup, so I kind of took a little bit of liberty with it because I could have just like not worn makeup, but where's the fun in that? So I just did a really basic makeup look. It's actually pretty similar to the one that I did for my Agatha costume, just minus the liner, and really that was it. She also has very light eyebrows in the movie, which mine are a bit darker, so I tried to lighten them a little bit with powders, but overall in the movie I'm pretty sure she has like bleached eyebrows because I believe the actress was brunette before being blonde for the role. So I believe they bleached her eyebrows, which gives her this very soft look, but I'm not bleaching my eyebrows and it's really kind of hard to get a really authentic bleached looking eyebrow without really doing it. Now Miss Peregrine, on the other hand, she has some pretty badass makeup. I was so about her makeup, and I was able to create this entire costume for under $11. Really the only two things I needed was a pair of shoes, which I will talk about because that was the hardest part, and then just a simple light blue dress. Now the blue dress I'm wearing I'll show you in up close in a minute. So with being plus size and thrift shopping, it was a little bit hard for me to find exactly what I wanted. If I was going to purchase something online, I'm sure I could find something a little bit closer to the actual outfit. However, I did take a lot of liberty with this costume. So the dress that I'm wearing is just a long A-line dress. It's long sleeves. I just rolled up the sleeves to create like a 3/4 length kind of a look because that is how her dress is in the movie. And her dress, I don't believe buttons up in the front, but again, I took some liberty with it and it's not really a direct recreation, but more of an inspiration kind of look. And the other thing I tried so hard to deal with was to get the pattern of this dress out. I thought maybe I could bleach it out and get rid of the pattern, but I did so many things, and when you're working with like a synthetic fabric, it's really hard to do stuff like that. If this was a cotton dress, I could probably bleach it out no problem, but her dress is very plain. It's like a pale light blue dress, and this is the closest I could get with being plus size and finding things at the thrift store. So the dress I paid $4 for. I got that on sale at a thrift store and I was pretty stoked, even though I wasn't able to kind of like get rid of the pattern of it. I think from far away and just overall in general, I think it gives off the look of Emma Bloom if you're familiar with the character at all. Now the shoes was the hardest part of the costume for me to think out. How is this going to work? I will insert a picture of what the movie shoes look like, and my shoes, I'm gonna be honest, they don't really look exactly like them at all. It's very just inspirational from it and really working with what I had. So when I found these shoes, I could not believe it because it was almost exactly what I was kind of looking for. Was a really large like wedge kind of platform heel that I could use as a base for the shoe, and I couldn't believe I found these. These are like a red suede, almost like they remind me of, I think they were Alexander McQueen shoes, the heelless shoes. I couldn't believe I found these at the thrift store for $7. And they were in my size, an 8.5. So this is what the shoe looks like. It's actually kind of insane what I had to do to this. I will insert some clips of me showing you how I did this, but this is how the overall shoe turned out. I am really impressed with it. There's still like a couple things that I would ideally change, like I would paint the inside here, and there's just a lot of little details that I would change if I was going to, you know, keep working on this shoe. And I think for how they turned out, I think it's not bad. So I will talk you through really quickly just what I had to do to create this shoe. So the shoe was a red faux suede heelless platform shoe, kind of in the style of like Lady Gaga shoes and stuff. So what I ended up doing was creating a cardboard kind of cover to fit into the space where the heel would have been. So I kind of created like a fake little box that went around it that was just supposed to create the structure of the shoe. You can see a little bit to where the seam of it is, but that's okay. It doesn't bother me at all. So there's actually no heel in this, which is a little bit scary to walk in. So this is more of like a sit and take cute pictures in, rather than I'm gonna go walk the streets and party it up in Halloween and everything. Like, I would not do that in these shoes at all. These are kind of more what I would consider like a prop shoe. In the future, I would totally want to create like a more functioning pair of like Emma Bloom shoes, but for the time being, this is what I have. Then what I did was I took a metallic silver acrylic paint and I painted the surface of the shoe covering all the suede. And the reason why I did this was because I knew I was going to go back and spray paint it, but through testing it, I found that doing a thin layer of the acrylic paint first helped so much because it really sunk into the faux suede of the shoe. Whenever I tried to just spray paint the shoe just with nothing on it, it took a lot more spray paint and it kind of didn't really go on as even as I wanted. So even though the acrylic paint is just the base layer, it doesn't have to be perfect, just as long as it fully saturates that fabric. And then you can go easy peasy right over the top of it with a silver metallic spray paint, which is what I did. So next I took those thin sheets of craft foam and I cut out a long strip and I hot glued that to the base of the shoe, going all the way around the perimeter of the shoe just to create this little lip similar to how the shoe is in the movie. Then I took these little $1 stick-on rhinestones. It doesn't matter what color they are because in the end I spray paint them silver anyway, and these are kind of to mimic the look of like the little grommet type pieces on the shoe. And then of course I spray painted that as well to the silver color. And then finally, the most time-consuming part of the shoe was creating this filigree pattern on the shoe. And how I did that was I took a silver metallic puffy paint and I just looked at a filigree pattern and just kind of freehanded on there. It's kind of similar to like doing henna, I guess, you know, squeezing out the paste to kind of create this three-dimensional form. It was very similar to that. So if you're used to doing that, it can be pretty simple, but it did take the most time and was a little bit nerve-wracking for me just because I didn't want to mess it up, but it was very forgiving, and if I did mess up I could kind of scrape off that paint and redo it. And then of course finally I gave it one last coat of silver spray paint all over just to kind of make it match together. And I did have a couple other things that I wanted to add to the shoe, but I just kind of ran out of time, so it might be something I come back to in the future. But also on Emma's shoes, she has these like Velcro kind of straps on them, so ideally I would like to add the straps like that would go across the top of the foot and everything like that. But at the time, this is what I'm left with, and I gotta say I'm kind of impressed with myself. I would love if you guys would comment down below and let me know either what was your favorite costume that I did this year, or maybe some ideas for next year. I just can't wait to do more costumes. This was really fun, and I love making costumes and thrifting, so I loved that I was able to kind of put this all together and make some really cool videos for you guys. So that is all for my Halloween costumes. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and the series as well. I'm already super excited to like think of how am I gonna do costumes next year, and yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram, link is below. And until next time, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.